Hello there and welcome, folks. We got... I'm not sure what it is. It can basically be anything. This deck is whatever you want it to be. Ship Tribal. Yeah, so anyways, we're playing Ship Tribal today. Okay, so here's what's going on. We are playing Shapeshifter Tribal. Not Ship Tribal. Anyways, what's going on here? Yeah, we're taking we're making a tribe that is not a tribe. It's not anything, but it's everything. And this is hard to explain. Okay, let's just get down to tax here. So that's our curve right there. So we're doing stuff 1, 2, 3. So let's move the stuff around so we can see some creatures properly here and clean that up. So. Creatures. What are our shapeshifters? So, at the 1-drop slot, we have Changeling Outcast, can't be blocked, and can't block. Okay. So, that's our kind of reach guy, gets in, and always gets consistent damage. Just, basically, it has shadow as far as we care. The next one's a 1/1 artifact creature. Does basically the same thing. Well, it doesn't have the unblockable or blocking text. It's just a normal anything. At the 2 slot, we have Masked Vandal as a 1/3, and it has an exile artifact or enchantment. If you have a creature in the graveyard, you exile the creature in the graveyard, turn and blow up, whatever. I figured it was valuable enough. I don't know how good it is because we can't manipulate graveyard. The stat line of 1/3 is kind of bad until it's good sort of thing. So don't really pay much mind to that. It exists, but numbers are fluid here. Metallic Mimic is kind of our quote-unquote lord, if you will. You can name any creature type with this one, but it is set in stone. It doesn't have Changeling. So you would name something very specific here if you're using one of our accompanying spells that we have in the deck. So bear that in mind. So example being Savage Stomp, we have up at the upper thing says dinosaur text, so we would have to actually name dinosaur to make Savage Stomp work with this card in full, in efficient form. That said, if we do name dinosaur, we can still get +1/+1 counters on our creatures that do have Changeling because they're still dinosaurs. So it doesn't really slow us down. It's just be mindful of what you want to turn this into because it's the target of the spells. So this one's the only one to think about. Realmwalker lets you look at the top card of your library and cast the creature type you name off the top of your library. Every one of our creatures is Shapeshifter on its own, but Changeling is the thing. So you would name Shapeshifter every single time with that in this deck, simply so that you could target Metallic Mimic because it is a Shapeshifter in any zone, aside from whatever you name it in play. So that's where that's at. So those are our creatures, mostly. Let's move the interaction points around. So let's talk about this form because this might be an interaction point, but let's get down to it. So Sorin is a vampire lord, and we're going to, we're not making our creatures vampires specifically, or just using the synergies. So first ability gives +1 counter and death touch to and lifelink to a vampire. Our creatures are vampires minus Metallic Mimic. Play accordingly. Next ability, sacrifice a vampire for a helix. And then the third ability, which is not as strong as it is in vampires, but still, this is a solid card anyway. It goes in any, low to the ground deck. So, yes, you can put this out turn 3, get your Realmwalker online or something like that. So it still has value. So vampire planeswalker, we're taking advantage of it to turn it into a ship planeswalker, a Feldegriff planeswalker. Sorin, Imperious Bloodlord. Bloodlords are Feldegriffs. Anyway. Savage Stomp. Costs less to cast if it targets a dinosaur, and it gives a +1/+1 counter to a creature that we control, and then we fight a target creature. So this is our fight spell, and Savage Stomp was a good way to get concessions back in Ixalan, and so we're using it to take advantage of its cost in this deck. Again, Metallic Mimic, footnote, and we're going to pump up our team as we go along, kind of just, you know, tearing through some things. So just size up our stuff. Bears of Littjara, the card that's probably the most powerful in this deck, our saga, is basically a Shapeshifter design card. So again, Metallic Mimic you would want on Shapeshifter for this one. Most powerful effect, that's why I say Metallic Mimic is probably going to be your Shapeshifter most of the time. So chapter 1, get a 2/2 Shapeshifter. Chapter 2, you turn all your shapeshifters into 4/4s. That's real good. That's real good when Metallic Mimic is giving +1 counters, Savage Stomp is giving +1 counters, Sorin's giving +1 counters. So I built the extra side cards to try and work around Bears of Littjara. That was challenging. Anyways. Chapter 3, we choose a creature or planeswalker, and we do our combined power of creatures we control to that target. And so it's a nice way of clearing things out of the way. So, like, you basically flow of the game. Chapter 2, you're hoping to get to, or Chapter 1, you're hoping to get to Chapter 2. Once you're at Chapter 2, you're basically alpha striking, using your removal where you can, and just trying to make it really, really crippling. Putting the opponent in kind of that's, you know, in that nasty state where they're going to die and there's nothing they can do about it. Then Chapter 3 fires, knocks out their one blocker or very few blockers, or whatever the case is, and you finish the game. That's the common thing that happens with it. So anyways, yes, this is I win the game in this deck. Is very, very powerful. And then anyways, our cards in the middle, Third Defense is a counter spell based on the amount of creatures in your party. Our entire deck is party hard all the time. Like this is Andrew WK and then everybody else. Like this is party in like all around the world, I guess. All kinds of everybody. It's everything. Anyway, I'm sure I was going there with something I don't know. I lost it. Anyway, Fatal Push to kill out the early aggro and try and get your curve going, that kind of thing. And Absorb Identity, which is an unsummon, but you may turn your creatures in, or your shapeshifters into copies of what you unsummon. I haven't had a situation where I want to do it to my own creatures, mostly because of mana restrictions. So, like, the situation I would say is, like, opponent kills your Metallic Mimic, you know, they waited for you to untap or something. You boomerang that, and you play it while all your other creatures are temporarily Metallic Mimics and getting it very, very large. That would be an example of using it on yourself. But with that said, you can use it on your opponent's stuff, something like flyers. If your opponent has a flyer, you bounce the flyer blocker or whatever it is, and then turn all your stuff into flyers, send it over. Big green decks, turn them into gigantic creatures, send them over. That said, Bears of Littjara modify power and toughness, so play accordingly. Your creatures will retain their 4/4 status with bears in play. So this card plays real weird with this card. But, you know, there you go. That's the deck. Anyways, it's a lot of stuff going on, and trying to turn it into a cohesive deck that has a lot of synergies based within itself. And this is where we're at with it. So lots of really cool things going on here, but I'm not sure what's going on. I still can't figure it out. Let's get in some games and see how it does at least. All right, we're on the play. We have Fatal Push stuff. Well, yeah, we have Metallic Mimic, Bears of Littjara. I suppose that can work for as part of the curve. Okay. Don't know what we're up against other than Karn. We're up against Karn. We're up against green. Okay. Play the Metallic Mimic and name Shapeshifter. Though we can Savage Stomp, but I mean we can do some sort of full price shenanigans later. We could make a dinosaur run, but we have bears, so let's try and play the bears. that is certainly a card. I'd say let's go with a little bit of this, and a little bit of this, and a little bit of this, and then we'll use the concerted defense. Shapeshifter. Or the fatal push. We'll see where that goes. Just realized we don't exactly have a party right now. Bears of Littjara, we need the bear in order to make the party happen. Tireless Provisioner is a card. This Paradise Druid is not, though. Not anymore. Food or treasure. Lots of treasure, so lots of ramp. So they're just kind of selling out for ramp right now. Not great. I mean, are they just going to keep going? Where are we at with this one, opponent? Inkeep. A lot of treasures going around here. Not sure what their ramp shenanigans are all about. We're going to play bears. Get a 4/4 bear. Not bad. Pass the turn. So, conservative defense is for 1 now. Lovely. Savage Stomp. Certainly going to savagely stomp some stuff here. Probably this Provisioner and just get it out of the way. Our opponent's playing some cards. Another Inkeep. My goodness. They're just still going. Not sure what they're up to. It's just a lot of mana. Another Inkeep. Okay. Are you out of cards? Like you have nothing left to work with, right? What does this thing make beyond that? Food? Alright. You are all big. Much bigger. Very, very big. Okay. So, Provisioner's probably the big guy to get rid of here. Just to shut down some of their mana flow. So we'll do that. So, pop you off. Now the blocks are terrible, so we start putting the beats down. Maybe we get some of these innkeepers out of the way. Nope. Okay. We have Chapter 3 available to us. Our opponent has 7 mana, 8 mana in hand. Good chunk. Battle for Bread card. My goodness. Okay, so they're a go wide deck. Okay. Soul Wardens galore. So we'll knock out one. A lot. We'll knock out. We'll knock its entire teeth in. Okay, now they have to do blocks. At least one block. And Battle for Bread will lose its value now. More bears. Elf token. Our opponent gains some life. Anointed Procession. That. You know what? I like what my opponent's doing. Don't get me wrong. I like what they're doing here. Okay, we're on the draw. We have some stuff going on here. We can potentially get some blue down the road, but we've got some Realmwalker to hopefully kind of speed it along. That's where we're at. Outcast can get some early game, but that's about it. It can be a bear later. Yeah, alright. Our opponent comes out the gate really, really fast. We've got Fatal Push. Just kind of slow them down a little bit. They are mulling, so we have a chance on that one. They are not coming out fast, so we're going to play our Outcast. And tap land, and our opponent hasn't done any foretelling, I would like to add right now, but, you know. Okay, and Shapeshifter. And if our opponent does no aggressive plays, this is the furthest I'm going to put anything on the board. Mortify, which tells me I'm not going to have a fun time, but hey, whatever. Let's play the Bears of Littjara. Okay. Our opponent. They're not doing much. I don't know if they have an aggressive bone in their body. They might just be kill everything and I'll wonder why they're losing when they eventually just flood out. That's why I don't respect these decks. Because that's exactly what happens. If you have, yeah, sure, fine. Ding, ding. We're just going to swing in. If they have Settle the Wreckage, like, whatever. Seal away. Fine. Alright. Will I finally get damage in? Wow, yeah! Okay. Let's Realmwalker. The bears can set themselves up as self-contained, so I kind of want to do that. Ooh, that's nice. Alright. That's a little bit of beef. Dawn of Hope, so it is just dirtle and kill, and they're not good enough for it, as I said. No, it's not happening. Anyways, okay, we're in on the play. Blooming Marsh, Changeling Outcast. Seems like a good start. Not to mention it opens up for turn 2 Savage Stomp. Ooh, yeah, okay. That said, this mana source is a little bit tough. We want the blue, but if we do the blue on 2, then it's a little awkward. Our opponent just concedes because reasons. Alright, we're in on the play. We've got Outcast push. Masked Vandal is the unplayable of the hand, but we do have a Sorin to bump this fella up. So we got a little bit going. We can go a little pain-free with this Changeling Outcast. If we need to fatal push on 2, we can easily do a tap land. Okay, and I guess we swing in. Our opponent, Basic Island. Notable. Let's see where we're at with this. Okay. Swing, because they have 2 open mana. I'm going to shock this in to declare that I want this to resolve and that the counterspell should wait. It worked. So I'm just going to beat them down for the rest of the game like this. And that's it. That is a non-kicked version. Okay. Field of Ruin exists. I believe that opens up the mana for me. Saw it coming. Yeah, saw it coming. That's exactly how this is defined. Now let me play my Sorin, idiot. You're in trouble now. I'm going to just +1 the Outcast, balance out the power, level out the threats. Only land on top. And we're in no real trouble here. They have to respond to us. We're going to definitely deal with that. They have to make a proactive play. We're going to have some fun with this. Curiosity. This doesn't, yeah, it deals damage to an opponent. This is fine. We're going to let this roll. They don't draw anything. Now we Fatal Push. Play Automaton. Show them that their counterspell is useless. By the way, their counterspell is useless. Okay, we're on the play. This is exceptionally slow, but hey, whatever. Casual format. Let's just drop some bears. So we're going to play the Blooming Marshes because we got 2 of them, you know, something, something. Anyways, Changeling Outcast. You know what? Let's just get this done pain-free. Our opponent is going to go with the green-black. Looks like they're not doing much today, so we're going to drop a bear. And this should secure some stuff unless they have no, like, aggressive bones in their body. Nope, they're just going to mana geode. Is what it is. So we're going to have to hit them for 8. And I'm not playing any more plays after this. It's just not a good idea to do more plays beyond this. Turgid is a 5-mana thing. It's not going to last because my opponent didn't read the Bears of Littjara. Bye-bye! That I did not expect. But it does make my Savage Stomps live. So let's get some Sorin. Make this one lifelinker. We'll Savage Stomp here. So now Bears is useless to them and they're dead. I didn't even look at their life total, honest. I was like, oh my god, we got there. Okay. Okay, we're on the draw. We have a 1, 2, a 3. We can make it work. If our opponent's clock is super hyper fast, because, you know, every time you're on the draw, your opponent is playing aggro. Don't explain to me why. I won't believe it. Or I might believe it. I don't know which one it is. Anyways, never mind. Our opponent is playing Crossroads on the play. It's a little less aggro-y, but it is white, which really pretty much nails it, like, straight on some sort of Pride Mate nonsense. Anyways, we're going to try to leverage Absorb Identity to that end, where we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and work it that way. Our opponent, white-black, Changeling Outcast, is being eyed. Which means that I should probably play this on blue, and then potentially, what? Get rid of this Absorb Identity? I'll burn their removal spells when they have no removal spells left. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna burn my dead card that's Absorb Identity right now. Angels. What's hilarious is that I can make angels cost less. Anyways, now that I know what my opponent's up to, get the F out of here. Decline. The card's not good enough for me. Alright. Littjara. Angels could be rough. Maybe some chapters of Littjara will speed this up handily. Evolving Wilds is a card. Let's see if they play their Angel Diamond, I guess is what I'd call it. Or if they're going to freak out and have to kill everything. Nope, they're on Starnheim Aspirant. 4/4, 4/4. Swing. I'm going to play Masked Vandal anyway. I was thinking a bunch of enchantments exist within a potential angel deck. Anyways, let's just knock them out. But I mean, if we need like that extra bit of power for Bears of Littjara, then so be it. Ah! I made them spend mana on that. Bye-bye, Starnheim Aspirant. Pew! Okay, so now they're at 2. They have nothing on the table. We have an unblockable. Let's not overextend. Let's not overextend. We'll take what we got here. That's not very good. And that's... You know what? Let's just... All done. Okay. There were no angels in that angel deck. Okay, we're in. We're on the draw. This hand is probably just a throwback. That's a little bit more of what I'm talking about here. So we'll keep this. I think we'll go 1, 2, 3. So Masked Vandal will drop, I guess. Well, fuck me. That's pretty good, actually. And we're going to take advantage of that right now. Let's go off curve for a second. Shut some of that down. More Llanowar Elves. That's probably a little late, but you know what? Whatever. They have the mana for it, so... Bears of Littjara. 3 party members for concerted defense. I don't know if that's ever going to fire, but hey, whatever. Let's see. Our opponent... Elvish Visionary. That exists. Redraw into... So, 4/4, 4/4, 4/4. Big boys. Let's see how many counters you can come up with. Not good enough. And now they're tapped down, so we get this attack in. It's a real nice looking attack too. So we're really, really trying to stifle their mana a lot. We're keeping concerted defense open. Yep, that is a card. That is also a card, and you're probably dead. I see double Leyline of Abundance, and I think I had a stroke there for a second. Holy crap. Okay, we're on the play. This is a Masked Vandal to glory, I guess. We got Masked Vandal Bears, so we got that at least. Sure. Blooming Marsh. Opponent. On black mana. I'm seeing a lot of that today, even in my pre-recording hours. Opponent. Skyclave Shade. Not a threat. Bears. Not bothering. Opponent, second Skyclave Shade. 4/4s. Send 8 power. Strongly considering leaving up absorb identities slow their turn. Pass the turn. That kind of sucks for us. There is nothing I can do for it. If they had a higher CMC creature, that'd be great, but that's not the case here. Okay, we let that go. We'll end up killing one of them and bouncing the other. Off you go now. Decline that. Target that. Okay. Our opponent is playing some undying shenanigans. They really hate some removal today, it seems. Savage Stomp is a nice counterplay. Let's knock him down to 7. We've got the greater power right now, and we've got a Savage Stomp coming. We'll just let this go. It's not going to do anything important. Kitesail Freebooter. 1 pair. Opponent plays second Skyclave Shade, and we have 4, 5, 6, 7 damage available. All we have to do is turn it up to 8, and we are good to go. And they're done. Okay, we're on the play against Fluffy Marshmallow. Oh, that's not a WWO, so it's not Fluffy Marshmallow. Anyway, our opponent is playing Umori the Collector, and I'm saying we're going to Universal Automaton turn 1 with Swamp, and we'll untap with Savage Stomp if we need to. That's not happening, so we can Automaton number 2. No blue mana for Bears. We could always draw it. We could also draw something else than these 1/1s. That'd be great. Our opponent, Steel Overseer. That's kind of what we needed. Now Bears is better. So first off, small allergy. Play the blue mana, make them question life. Blast Zone, that's not good for us. Are you kidding me? Hexproof every time? Their Blast Zone is going to screw us. Every time! It's like the most common occurrence for that card is to get Hexproof every single time. That said, we really didn't have much for it right now. We have to make 4/4s first. I'm worried about that Blast Zone. Please put Umori into the hand. Glass Casket. Okay. That made Blast Zone a lot less scary. What's it now? Trample? Yeah, sure. Okay. Our opponent does nothing. Now we have a nice balanced mana curve here. Okay, that hurt them a little bit. So now we'll Metallic Mimic. On Shapeshifter. Outcast. Okay. Now we have board. Even with Blast Zone, we are good to go. Shambling Suit. That's an easy target. Blast Zone doesn't exist to them. It gain Menace? Sure. It's not going to use Menace. If it does, it's going to have a hard time in life. And Chapter 3, yeet everything at the Shambling Suit. Easy peasy. Alright, we're in. We're on the draw versus the 8:15 game. It's only 7:53, so I don't know what they're on about. Okay. Oh, yay. Alright, creature down in there in case they do anything important. I don't know. I'm just going to, white mana? Okay, sure. Metallic Mimic. Shapeshifter. Fatal push that nonsense out of the way here in a sec. Teferi's Tutelage, and that's what we're taking out with Masked Vandal. Alright, so first things first, let's just attack with open mana. I should have done Shockland. It kind of actually helps accentuate that I have something that you should probably not do. Anyway. Oh well. So, exile that, exile that. Couldn't have done it without you, opponent. And now we shock this. I should have done the shock of the blue, but oh well. Didn't think that through. Hopefully we kind of slow them down here. Teferi's Tutelage again. We slowed them down at least a little bit. Alright. Go ahead, attack. Well, you're not going to attack. Alright, well, we're going to move it. That would have also... No, it wouldn't have done enough. Bears of Littjara will do enough. We're going to open up Spell Pierce territory right now. Because we can afford to shock every single land in this game. Okay. Sky to the top. Don't know what for. We'll see. Stormwing Entity. Not very good for them. We can just move it. It's top and bottom. So we have 16 power, 17, 18 power. Merfolk Secret Keeper says that they are dead. 4/4, 4/4, 4/4, 4/4. Savage Stomp. Out of the way. Take your mill deck and go over, I don't know, into that back alley there. This is some guy that... Okay, we're in. We're on the draw. It's a hand. It does some stuff. Like we got a 1/2/3 proactive, and then we've got this Dirtle fest over here. Our opponent is yet another life gain deck. Oddly enough, they did not have Soul Warden on turn 1. which means that it's very dirtily. That's nifty, but I think that we can just bounce that. I think we can generally ignore that. So let's Metallic Mimic and Shapeshifter. I think we're fine here. But yeah, like Johnny's Pride Mate as their first play says that that's not a great hand. Revoke Existence? Who are you people? Well, whatever. Then Bears of Littjara. Revoke Existence. Anyways. All that glitters. Huh. No. So, beat down. Beat down. So this currently is a mana leak. Let's pay life. Let's make sure that we are doing everything to make sure that they are dead next turn. No. Stop. Okay, mono white control. Got destroyed. Okay, we're in. We're on the play. We have Push, Vandal, Sorin. Okay. Opening with black mana. Just straight black mana. I know there's some shock lands involved in there, but we can make it back with Masked Vandal. Right now, I just want to be able to do things on curve. So if our opponent doesn't do anything, then fine, whatever. And they don't. Okay, so Masked Vandal it is. And I have no idea what we are. The secret's out. This is exactly what you got. Opponent, Demir waiting. Wall of Lost Thoughts, lovely. And we are going to definitely go and death touch that thought. You touch that thought. You touch it. I mean, when the wall's not doing its job. Sure. Okay, our opponent. Golden Egg. That's definitely not what I was thinking was immediately after Wall of Lost Thoughts. I'll be completely honest. Alright, send in. I mean, when the wall's not doing anything, then who cares? Sure. Opponent. Perhaps a Spell Pierce? It is not. We've got the Bears in play. We got nothing after that, though. I mean, we've got a Sorin for whatever helixes we need, so there is that. Overwhelmed Apprentice. Not exactly that valuable. Kills our removal. Our shapeshifters will be quite large next turn. Fabled Passage exists, sure. It is a card. I have a feeling that our opponent is the mill control deck. They're less focused on the mill, but they'll take it. Four fours. Pump up. Swinging for 11. Okay. They're gaining life and stalling. Just trying to get to that board wipe. And we'll just play our land and say go. We have a direct attack on the Wall of Lost Thoughts soon. Unless they kill everything. Drawn from Dreams says that we win next turn. So basically we get in for 11. Chapter 3 goes off and kills Wall. So we get in for 11 and then we helix with Sorin. I mean, we can double down on it as well if we need to. And they play tap land, which says that we win. Pew pew pew. And helix. I pick you. Ding. Very nice. Okay, so it plays like a creature deck. It's nothing really spectacular. It's just we're memeing, obviously. This is all a meme and trying to make something that could be anything, something specific. It's just fun, guys. Just fun. That said, if it's fun enough for you to spend a pile of wildcards on, don't let me stop you. But, yeah, it did okay in the play queue, but there's probably easy. Well, I mean, you know what? It won enough games that it's okay in the play queue. I will say that. It's totally fine. So make your own decision on that. I can't stop you. It is fun to just name it as whatever you want and just figure your opponent's just kind of like cockeyed, wondering what the heck is going on because you haven't really defined anything unless you've defined it with Metallic Mimic or the Bears. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and take care. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.